Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and in this one we have got the familiar cube behind us because we are going to be doing some more mining experiments. As you guys know, I recently did a video trying to work out what is the fastest mining technique in Minecraft. Now the results were fairly interesting. I'll put a link to that video on the screen and also down in the description, but one thing that a lot of people pointed out down in the comment section with varying degrees of hostility is that I missed one of my favourite automatic mining techniques, which is the automatic redstone quarry. So what you can see in front of you is a 20 by 20 by 20 cube of naturally generated Minecraft terrain. Now of course this is the same block that we used in the previous video, and as you can see it involves some dirt, it involves some of this stuff, some ores, and all the other bits and pieces that you find in a natural Minecraft world. So of course this will be comparable to a real world situation. Now I'm actually going to be using our Efficiency 5 Haste 2 test as the control test here, then we are going to compare our automatic mining machine to that result. So let's crack on. Let's get the ball rolling with the good old-fashioned Efficiency 5 Haste 2 setup. Now everyone knows this thing is absolutely fantastic. This is like the holy grail in terms of Minecraft mining because it's essentially insta-mine. You swing your pickaxe around, you're wiping out blocks left, right and centre incredibly fast. And as you guys know from the previous video, it took 30 minutes and 40 seconds to clear out all of the blocks in the 20 by 20 by 20 area. But if we take into account the 1 minute 20 seconds it takes to build the beacon, we get 15 minutes in total, which is still ridiculously quick. I mean, when you compare that to the 55 minutes it took for just Efficiency 5 no Haste 2, that is extraordinarily swift. So our automatic mining setup has got some very stiff competition. But having said all that, this thing did a very good job indeed. Now of course I have included the time taken to build this thing because that is the main process. Once it's all constructed, you just hit the button a couple times, TNT falls down onto the blocks and just takes out the entire area. But even including the building process, it only took 6 minutes and 58 seconds to wipe out our entire 20 by 20 by 20 cube. Now that is less than half the length of time taken by the Efficiency 5 Haste 2 setup. That is stupidly fast on the face of it. Now the reason I say that is because there's quite a few other things to think about. Obviously when you're using TNT you actually have to create that TNT, and once you've used it, it's gone. Unlike the beacon where you can just keep moving it around, that TNT explodes and it completely disappears. In that 6 minutes and 58 seconds we dropped 352 blocks of TNT. Now of course that's a lot of gunpowder, you're going to have to do a lot of AFKing above your mob spawner there, but also it's a lot of sand. In fact it's 1,408 blocks of sand, also known as 22 stacks exactly. Now according to my calculations it will take about 2 minutes and 15 seconds to gather all of that sand, which obviously takes our total time up to 9 minutes and 21 seconds if we're taking into account all of the mining that you're doing. But what that doesn't take into account is transporting all of the items, also crafting up all of the items. You've got a lot of TNT crafting and also dispensers, redstone, that sort of thing, and also the error in your working out. So you're probably not going to get the exact number of TNT inside of your dispensers. You're going to do more mining than you have to make up for the fact that you don't exactly know how much TNT you're going to be using. Now I know what you're thinking, Mumbo, what should I be doing? What conclusion should I be taking from today's video? And the simple answer is they're both very fun to use, that goes without saying, but this one is very easy to set up, whereas this one is a massive pain in the backside. That being said, once it is built, it's ridiculously quick. This one has a huge range, whereas this one doesn't, but this one uses a ton of resources in both TNT and also all of the things to build it, but then you also need a bunch of iron blocks or whatever you're building the pyramid out of, and you need a beacon, which is a pretty big deal because then you need to have killed a wither, which involves 3 wither skulls, and those things are incredibly difficult to get. So seriously, there are pros and there are cons for both of them, and it really does depend on the situation. If you have a lot of resources, then you could go for the TNT one. If you have a beacon and a bunch of iron and things like that, then you could go for the beacon one. And it also depends on what you're actually trying to mine out. If you want a very large area that's quite shallow, beacon's probably the way to go. If you want a small area that's really quite deep, TNT is probably the way to go. Seriously, it really is up to you, and I apologise for the very inconclusive end of today's video, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.